Hello, people. Today I'm going to teach you how to make her obsessed with you. Literally. So, this girl right there, I'm going to teach you how to make her obsessed with you to the point where she can't get you out of her head, bro. It's literally impossible for her to. Okay? First thing first, I would say she's pretty in my opinion, though, right? So, we're going to speak about this assuming that you have a type of girls who are pretty. So we're gonna teach you how to make the pretty girls like her obsessed with you. Because one thing that is to be disclaimed though is that girls who are not really the best, yeah, they don't really they they really just go for anything. They tend to just go and just go with who comes with them. Who comes for them, they just really just pick. They're not very picky. So we're speaking about this from the point of view of girls who are very, very, very pretty, Yeah, and of course types exist. So nothing is really what it is. People have different types and whatnot. So let's go, okay? First thing first though, how to make her obsessed. What is her type though? That's one thing you have to realize though. Because look, one girl's type is not another girl's type, okay? It might be this girl like this type of guy, but this other girl like this different type of guy. Capiche? So, for example, in Game of Thrones, right? If I were to pick, or I might be wrong about this, but if I were to pick Sansa's type, I would think he would like, of course, everybody in that show is super power obsessed. In terms of girls, like nowadays though, girls are not really power and status invested with. Status, yes. Power obsessed, not really. But Sansa, her type would be a guy who's more kinder, kinder, a guy who is just normal. Some guy, well, I don't know. Well, if I were to pick her type, it would be somebody who's more nicer, right? More strong. I could be wrong about this, though. I could be wrong. Somebody who's nicer, a guy who's a level-headed head, who's normal. I would think that would be her type. But her type would be somebody who's more so, gullible. I feel like she would just go for gullibility. I feel like she don't really have a type of men that she wants or that she wants. Her type is gullible men. She's not really looking for love. She's looking for somebody to, she could run game with, somebody she could take advantage of, somebody gullible like her. She got with Joffrey. Why? Status. Duh. She wants to be queen. She's power hungry. But Sansa is not really queen. She's queen hungry, but she's not as queen hungry. So these two would look for different types. They would have different types. But disclaimer though, in this world of day and age, it's way different. People don't really do things for the sake of their family name anymore. So just so you know. And who are you? As a guy, who are you? You could be this guy, you could be this guy. A tall, muscular, rough and rugged guy. Or it could be this guy who's also tall and rough and rugged, but he's not as tall and rugged as this other one. I don't know why I put that there. Okay. But anyways, yin and yang. So her gullibility. So she would be on the less gullible side. She would be, everything requires the opposite to work. Yin and yang really matters a lot in dating. I don't know why people don't really consider this as much as they should, because it really is a thing. Like her, normal, level-headed, and surprisingly, correspondingly enough, Sansa is also pretty level-headed. Of course, she do crazy things and make crazy decisions in the show, yes, but since she's pretty level-headed, I feel like somebody level-headed like her would probably just balance her out. Since she's pretty balanced herself, I think she's pretty normal, as far as I can remember. Her, not really. Not really. Mm-mm. She's more so on the stronger type. She has more of a personality of a type. Well, I don't know how personality types work, but I've heard A type before. But A type would mean like somebody who's more so go get it, grinding for something, has things to do. She's more so trying to get something. She's less go with the flow. So she has an objective and she's trying to get it. So she wants somebody who's lesser than her, or somebody who's more gullible than her, so her personality type can shine through. It's like in making music. When you EQ a song or something, or a beat, if you EQ one too high, the other ones get lower and they get drowned out by it. If you put this one lower, then the other one gets time to shine and it shows through. So it really applies to a lot of things in life, crazy enough though. So for her personality type to sign of her being a go-getter and somebody who has a lot of objectives, who wants things, who has things they're trying to get, they have to get with somebody who's more so gullible, less so trying to have their way, more so willing to compromise so that she can have her way. So compromise gets compromised when she's trying to get her way, if that makes sense. Yin and yang. So I feel like she could probably run game on she could probably run game on him, because he's more so on the giant. Yes, of course, this guy don't really have a brain. You're a giant and you're a slave. How does that work? Guys who are smaller than you are in charge of you. This shows that not even that. So I feel like the giant knows that he's not as smart as these smaller guys, so he's willing to, take role and just be the physical guy that he can. Since physically he knows he's the strongest, but he knows mentally these smaller wildlings probably has more to offer. They're more craftier. There's more of them, so he's willing to put his thing. But back to the point, she can definitely run game on these two, no questions asked. Somebody who she can't really run game on would be Baelish. The guy who's trying to be king. I mean, who's not trying to be king now? So the guy who took Sansa and gave her to Ramsay. Spoiler alert. I'm sorry, guy, if you didn't know about this. Oh, sorry. I just pulled something for somebody. I don't know. Or maybe I didn't. Who knows? But she can run game on these two. But Baelish, no, because Baelish is more so like her. So her being her and Baelish being like her would not really work too much. It would not work too much. Not really. Because Baelish is also trying to get an objective. Baelish is less compromised. Baelish is less willing. Baelish is also less willing to compromise and is more so trying to take things from others. And she is the same way. She's less so compromised. She's trying to take things from others. These two are also trying to take things from others, but they're very they move off their end. They don't really think too much, right? They're not really as clever, so they would be able to just be persuaded by her beauty or something, so yeah. Sorry for the ramble. I know. I'm getting off topic. Sorry, but long story short, yeah, types, different people. Who is she? Who are you? And how does you and her, yin and yang, how do y'all collide together? Yeah. So it's really simple. So right here I have a thing where I say a minimum type threshold. So her looks, right? What is her type? Keyword type, right? And how far are you towards her type? So if there was a scale of 1 through 10, how much in the direction? The question is not how good do you look from 1 through 10, is how much of her type do you fit through 1 to 10. A girl will like a guy who's more so older, beard, a little gray hair, have a little dad bod, show maturity. How close are you to looking like a dad or a grandpa? right? Yeah. How close are you to looking like a dad or a grandpa? So, how far deep in a threshold are you physically? What is your headspace? So Sansa, for example, when Ramsay was having his, oh damn, that was crazy though. When Ramsay was having, this whole thing where he was with her, poor Sansa, her headspace was not there for anything. I don't think anybody who tried to raise her up would be able to raise her up. And I'm pretty sure I can say this for certain. Nobody could raise her up at that time. Okay? If you call her in like the beginning, when like she was more happier, then maybe if this guy came up to her and be like, hey, you know, how you doing, little mama? How you doing, darling? Where you from? Like, yeah. He applies some riz and she might be like, okay, I'll give you my number. Then boom, that might work, right? But during that time when he was just, when she was with the Ramsay, like how would that even work though? She would not be, she was traumatized. Traumatized. Because what? That's insane though. Yeah, status and money too. Status and money. This guy, status and money. He's oozing status, oozing money. Literally oozing these things. And correspondingly enough, he has a lot of women in the show. He had a lot of girls coming in and out. He had a king chamber where he just had girls coming through. Just this morning, girls. Daytime, girls. Nighttime, girls come through. He has the status and money, and girls would be willing to do that because he has the status and money for it. Literally. Guys, status is really like a thing that competes with looks. I know people talk about looks all the time, but status is really a thing. Like anything associated with him is automatically valued more because he's king. Power. If a girl messes with him, then a girl also looks good in the light of other people because she messed with somebody who's in charge of the whole kingdom. Which could be compared today to celebrities, who are just famous people. Celebrities who are just celebrities. People want to, mess with these people because, like, they have status. A lot of people know them. So being associated with them or sexually or any type of way is just gonna just make you look good. Literally, bro. So easy peasy lemon squeezy. And, I put this guy there because he's just really handsome. He's a really handsome guy. So status, money, of course, looks. This guy had nice jawline, nice eyes, had long luscious hair. He also has status and money, but he had the looks. So this, okay, and this is also okay. You can go with both. They both get a ton of girls. Even though he is younger, he has a better jawline, all these crazy things. But he also has money and status. The same way with him. He just relies less on his status and money. His looks just get him in there. But his status gets him in there too. He just doesn't rely on his looks. So they both could work. Two things can make the job work. Two things can be true at once. Literally. Type threshold. Oh, you already talked about this. How far are you towards their type? One thing to talk about though is like, how you look compared to like what you want. Though some girls like fatter guys who are just has more, a dead bod, and some girls love, more pretty guys with long luscious hair. Yeah, more prettier guys. Some girls like that. So yeah, it depends on what they're looking for. What do you want? It all depends on all these things. So yeah. Also keep in mind that so if I were to say her, she would pick him automatically. She don't seem to be moved. She don't seem very moved by status and money. She is a queen. She's from status and money. So the thing she's missing is a handsome guy in her life, literally. Okay, but her, right? This girl right there, I'm pretty sure she would marry him in an instant. She would do everything for him, literally. Why? Because she wants to be associated with a king, which points her towards the direction of a king, which is so amazing, as what she wants is money and power. So different girls have different things they want, people. Also, keep in mind though, although these things exist, they also get influenced by age. Younger girls tend to go for looks. Older women, more so a combination of everything. And they more lean towards money and status, depending on what they want. So what does this say about you? Now you have a choice to pick what you want. What do you want to do with your life, buddy? What do you want? Do you want girls to want you for your status and money, like him? And do you want to be like him? Girls want you for status and money, which is okay. Nothing wrong with that. Either way, you get a girl. It's just that, it's more so, it's less. Okay, listen. People say that, it's more transactional, but let me put quotation marks with that, because look, transactional. Why is it put in such a bad lighting though? Looking good is also transactional, I think, right? If you look good and a girl likes you, wait, is that the word, transactional? Conditional, yeah. If you look good and a girl likes you, she likes you because you look good. That's the condition. If you have money and a girl likes you, then she just likes you because you got money. That's the condition. I don't see why it's put in such a bad light though, to just have it that, you know, I don't really feel like there's nothing wrong with that, to be honest. There's nothing crazy wrong with that. Of course, I'm pretty sure you would prefer, like, okay, she thinks I look good, so she want me. Yes. She thinks I'm cute, she want me. Yes. Or it could be like, oh, she think I'm just famous. I'm famous, I have fame, the girl wants me. Yes. I'm pretty sure most guys would pick this one though, to just be want for their looks, versus your status and power and your money. But yeah, that's one thing that comes with, the things that comes with things. But yeah, that's the whole full guide right there. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah.